them on the Walker field for tonight's game with the Medway Mustangs.
Stellar performance last week by quarterback.
Captain of a big field with
Medway is always an excellent team.
tonight's game is Bob Sleeper.
Came off a pretty good
Back
season
judge
last
is
year.
Larry Spellman.
Hoping that this will be their year.
The line
They were 6-5 last year, Paul. The Mustangs were, and it was their first winning season under Coach Mike Reagan. This is his 6th year, so he had a 5-year program apparently like Coach Ruggles has, and on his 5th year he had a winning season. This year they lost their first game to Cardinal Spellman, a Catholic school out of Brockton. They were shut out 24-0, but they bounced back really nice and beat Bristol Plymouth, which is a vocational school, but a big vocational school, and they beat them 34-6 last week. So they're 1-1, and this is the Tri-Valley League opener for both teams. The whole league gets underway tonight. All league games the rest of the way. It's been gusting a little bit this afternoon. The best thing I like about this game, Paul, is Medway is reasonably sized. They're not much smaller or bigger than Ashland, and I think that gives the Clockers their best opportunity. Physically, they match up pretty good. And the kids are going to sing the national anthem. Great job on the Star Spangled Banner. Written 189 years ago this week, Paul. Yeah, in Baltimore. And also, today's game being played on September 25th, 2003, a Thursday night. And on September 21st was the anniversary of the death of Henry E. Warren, Ashland's most famous citizen. He died in 1957 at the age of 80. I think he was 86 or 80.
Okay, Medway to kick it away. It's number 35, Jim Cassidy, quarterback and Mr. Everything for the Mustangs.
Yeah, he's the guy to watch for them. He had a game like Mike Carrot had for Ashland last week. He ran for a lot of yards and he passed for a lot of yards. He passed for a touchdown and ran for a touchdown.
Good foot in it. Here comes down to Derek McAdam. McAdam up to the 20. Cuts it outside. Up to the 25, to the 30, to the 40. And McAdam's finally hauled down at the 44-yard line. Wow, he found a way to make the most of it. And had about 2 yards to beat, or else he would have been gone. But a terrific start to this football game for the Clockers.
Derek seeing his first action of the year, and he's a playmaker.
First down Ashland from the 45-yard line.
So Ashland moving from their own 45 25-yard line, as I said, left to right. Mike Corral, 22, at quarterback.
Michael coming off an excellent game. Ran for 2 touchdowns, passed for another.
Handoff back there, looks like McAdam.
Got over 200 yards total offense last week. Clocker scored 3 touchdowns against Newton South, but they just couldn't stop the Lions on defense, losing 35-20.
McAdam carried for
Brought down
about
by
2,
number
it'll be
50,
second and 8.
Jay Yost for the Mustangs.
In week 1, the Clockers went down to the Western Wildcats in a very exciting game. Both games here at the Grump, very exciting. It was 12-7 the first game.
Set it for you, McAdam. In the wing position for the near side right. And DeSalvo now lined up behind Karat. And this is DeSalvo, and he's hit immediately and maybe thrown back for loss.
Looks like they're going for the football.
Handoff returning to Salvo.
So it'll be third down. Let's see if they move the stick. That's what well, maybe he got it yet. Well, anyway, it'll be third down at about 6. 36. 9:54 to go. First quarter. The game just
Third and
underway.
6
No
for the
score.
Clockers.
And Ashland moving with the football. This is Steve Ciccarella, 26, coming to the near side right. McAdam is in that slot. Coming in motion is DeSalvo. Now he stops, sets behind the quarterback, Karat. Coming in motion is Richwine. Karat on the option, and he's going to be hit, and he's going to go down.
Mike Corral
Lost
with the
yardage on
carry.
that play. Lost
Brought
at
down by
least 3,
Yost.
so it'll be 4th down and 9 in the kicking
Loss of
situation.
about 2 on the play. It'll be a 4th and 8 coming up for the Clockers.
On the would-be option, but Karat kept it, and he did nothing with it. Going back deep.
Karat in punt formations. Clockers did not punt at all last week. Gets off a pretty good one. A line drive handled nicely. Up the right sideline he goes. They've got him pinned. He gets away. Brings it back to the line of scrimmage where the Clockers started.
Mike Corral with the punt for the Clockers.
That was Kevin Ober, number 27. Ober, maybe.
The Mustangs will
And we're going to see Jim Cassidy now. 3-year starter at quarterback. They're very experienced at that position, and that's an important position. Number 2 comes left. That's Mike Coppinger. He's a receiver. They don't really throw to him that much. They've gone to Ober quite a bit. Almost a sack. He lets it fly, and it's almost complete. So the Clockers nearly had a sack there on first down. Excellent rush. Number 52, Alex Mola. But Cassidy, that 3-year starter and a senior with a presence of mind to throw it downfield, almost completing the pass. They try the left side, pick up about 5.
tackle by Tom DeSalvo. Ball carrier was number 35, Jim Cassidy, the quarterback.
He says Cassidy carried it. It looked like 27 to me. Kevin Ober.
3rd and 5.
3rd down. Clockers have not been able to put 3 or 4 good downs together defensively. The option is fumbled. He still gets a yard, but the Clockers have put Medway in a 4th down situation. 4th and 4 at the Ashland 38. They mark it now with the 39. No question in my mind they'll be going for it, but let's see what Coach Mike Reagan calls. Cassidy gonna keep it himself. Takes a hop, skip, and a jump, and is close to the first down. A big scrum. He's not a kid that likes to go down too easy. We're gonna have a measurement, is my guess. Neither seems particularly excited. And the official says it's Ashland ball. So we will not have a measurement. I don't know what the etiquette is on that. Can a coach ask for a measurement?
That's not even close because he didn't make it to the yard mark.
Yeah.
According to what I can see from the spot.
So there wouldn't be an issue in that case.
He had to cross the whatever.
But I could see an issue. I don't know if the coach has an absolute right. I think it's the official's discretion. Ashland on offense. The ball is loose. When you see those little markers go down, it's Medway football. Those little markers go down. The officials are marking the point of the fumble. One quick play, and it's Medway ball. Again, they're right, so it's just like they got the first down, you might say. Ball hasn't gone far. 35-yard line. First down Medway. 7 minutes to go in the first period.
Pass intended for number 2, Mike Coppinger, is incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 35.
That pass went to Coppinger, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Two incompletions so far for Jim Cassidy. He keeps this one himself, but the Clockers are wise to that, but he pulls tacklers. Made a 7-yard gain out of nothing.
Scott Richwine, the tackler for the Clockers, gain of about 5 on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Mustangs.
3rd down coming up, but it's 2-down territory once again. Ball at the Ashland 31. 6.5 to go. First quarter, Ashland and Medway from the Grump. Tri-Valley League opener. There's a pitch. Who's got it? Tries the left side.
That was Mark Piccioli with the tackle for the Clockers. Brian Maroney, the ball carrier for the Mustangs.
Maroney 21.
Gain of maybe a yard, 2.
Took that one.
The 4th down and 4 coming up for Medway. The ball is inside the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage is about the 27 for the Mustangs.
So it's 4th down. Look for Cassidy to take it, but I think the pitch is the better play. He does hand off. And it looks like they're stuffed again. Ashland ball. Clocker D stopping them twice on 4th down here in the first period. That was something they could not do last week against the Newton South Lions. And Coach Ruggles has made some nice adjustments.
Or not is irrelevant. The Clockers have held on downs. The line of scrimmage is about the 27 of Ashland. It'll be 1st and 10 Clockers.
Nobody in the backfield now. DeSalvo gets back there. He's 45 behind Michael Carrat, 22. The pitch goes to the man in motion. It's Michael Richwine, who's hammered as he tries to sweep right, but not before he picks up a nice 6-7 yards on his first carry of the night.
Gain of 7, maybe 8 on the play. It'll be a 2nd down and 3 coming up.
Bob Thacker, Paul Burke, Tom Kenny, and the Brown boys. Here with you tonight, Clifford and Curtis. Ashland High School Sports only on Channel 10, the school channel. You won't see them anywhere else. Flags fly. And now they continue to fly after the play. The so-called dead ball foul. Tommy DeSalvo had a couple, I guess, before numerous violations. A face mask against Medway. And an unsportsmanlike dead ball foul also against Medway. I think, is that going to be 30 yards worth of penalties, Paul? But you know, that dead ball gets tacked on quite often. You know, if there's no additional penalty, you might as well do it every time. Let's see. Are they going to march 30 or 20? Paul, he's breaking into the clear. He's to the 35. He's to the 32. Rush down at the 32. So 2 yards on the gain, 15 on the intentional face mask, and 15 more on the unsportsmanlike. A 32-yard gain. First down, Ashland. 4 minutes to go.
Good to be back after the equipment timeout. And that was McAdam trying to turn the corner, but he won't get there. He's really struggled.
That was Derek McAdams fighting off half the Medway defense. Forward progress was about a 1-yard loss on the play.
McAdams, his first carry of the night from scrimmage.
So actually the play carried for a loss of a yard. So it'll be second down and 11. And the time running down in this first quarter, we're down to 4:05. No score in the ball game. And Ashland on the move, and really with the help of a tailwind in the form of a 30-yard walk-off for a couple of consecutive penalties. This is Richwine in motion again. They pitch to Richwine this time. He turns the corner, but he's not going to go far, and he has the ball knocked loose. Picked up by Medway, and he turns somewhere up the field. We'll have to check a number for you. Having roster problems here tonight. That was 48 Eric Sullivan. 48 Eric Sullivan from Medway, who picked up the fumble. So there, just like that, it turns, and Medway will take over at their own 47-yard line.
Richwine has tried to go around that right corner twice, Paul. Been hammered both times, and he didn't protect the ball that second time, and they made him cough it up. Ashland's already coughed up 2 fumbles, and they had 2 last week as well. So that's got to end. An excellent opportunity went down the drain. Up the middle. Nothing. Second down and 10.
Ball carrier was Mike Coppinger for Medway, gain of about a yard or less. It'll be second and 9.
They bring 82 Whiting to the near side left. And again, the handoff. This is over. Let's not go.
Look out.
He's going to carry it in. I think he's being chased, but just missed. Knee down at about the 1 yard line. Number 24. We're going to have to find it. Was that...
Man, oh man, what a run.
That was Brian McNamara, 24.
Huge hole, Paul. And did you see McAdams run him down and try to strip the ball at the same time making the tackle? Pro style. He gave him a tomahawk with his right hand aimed right for that football. To McNamara's credit, he held on.
So it's first and goal at about the 1, maybe the 2.
Now, you like the kid that did all the work to take it in. That's who I'd key on.
They hand it to Ober, and Ober trying to go to the right side. Touchdown. So Medway scores first blood here tonight at 6-0 with 2:35 to go here in the first quarter.
Is over.
It was Ober's touchdown, but it was McNamara's run that set that up.
What was that run? That run was 50 yards, we'll call it. On his first carry of the night. And a 2-yard TD by Ober.
So Cassidy kicks.
Yeah, he does everything.
Does everything, looks like. So set up for this 1-point kick conversion anyway. The kick is up, and it's
Jim Cassidy
good.
with the extra
Nice
point.
compact approach. Do you notice that, Paul? Two quick steps, and the good foot goes right in.
Ashland 0.
I didn't even know I didn't know a player was injured, but I see Mike. I see Mike now. His father's over there, Bob.
You know, we talked about this in the first game. He's one of those small, compact running backs. But
Yeah.
he took a pop on that first play.
Yeah.
The first time he tried to come in, he just got straightened up.
Yep.
And then on the second one, it probably was just more than he was going to deal with. But they're looking at the back of his neck, which is never a good sign. And he doesn't seem to be in a lot of peril at this point. He's up and walking. But as to whether or not, and his left arm is in a sling also. So he was hit. His left arm's in a sling. Didn't see that earlier.
Eric Scott, the Ashland trainer, attending.
So Richwine, one would think, lost for the night. Hopefully not longer. So anyway, Cassidy to kick it off for the second time tonight. And back deep, Derek McAdam. And 25, Nick Anderson is back there. This is a low liner, and it's going to come up short to 34, Matt Kelleher. And Kelleher comes up the left side with it, and he's going to be stormed under it around the 30, 25-yard line, 25, 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. Ashland takes over, 2:29 to go here in the first quarter, and Ashland trailing in the ball game 7-0.
You know, they had two runs like that on them against Newton South. Two big plays, 40-plus yards.
Tackle just over the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Clockers from their own 31.
I don't know what's going on. I know.
Ashland with a first down, just 2:29 left in the first period. Clockers have been plagued by fumbles. Both their first two drives crashed on fumbles. Yeah, gee, guess what? It's loose again. Clockers covered this one. We lose 2 yards. 2nd and 12. Nothing working.
Nothing? Nothing?
We're going to try it. It might be just the box, okay? Just give me 30 seconds, okay?
Massive technical difficulties plaguing the broadcast tonight. Hope to get it straightened out for you. Karat goes to the shotgun, and why not? Handles it clean. Pitches to the DeSalvo, who gets a couple of yards and pays for it.
Tom DeSalvo, the carry for the Clockers. Ryan Tully.
Give him 4 yards on that, more than we thought.
Tackle for Medway.
But now it's a 3rd and 8.
4 yards. It'll be a 3rd and 8.
Clockers trying to sweep against the Mustangs, and it really hasn't been successful. Nothing's really worked here in the first period on offense. Defense had 2 fourth-down stops and then give up the big play that turned into the Medway touchdown, the 50-yard run. Shotgun, low snap, Karat to pass. Looking. Flags fly. He turns the corner. He's got the first down.
Want to come back, though.
Michael Karat, but there's a flag, and it's against Ashland. So they're going to get to try that 3rd down play again. But
Well, the referee threw the flag back in holding territory. That's exactly what it was. So,
not too much question
No.
back there, Paul.
well, with all the scrambling, too.
Yeah. Held them off as long as they could.
Appears to be holding against the Clockers will nullify the first down.
Mike was under a lot of pressure, but the Ashland offensive line and running backs were giving him some time, but you can't give him forever back there. And
No.
Mike didn't look like he had a clue as to an open receiver. Everybody covered, so he took off, and he made a first down. He made the 8 yards. He had to run about 25 to make the 8, but somewhere along the line, in order to protect him, they had to hold.
We're looking at 3rd and about 20 from the 21-yard line. So 3rd and a mile. They bring Ciccarella to the near side right. They're going to have twin wideouts on this. DeLuca's, it's not DeLuca, that's Norton to the far side left. Again out of the shotgun, Karat looking to throw, launches it out there, looking for Ciccarella. It's up for grabs, and it's going to be incomplete. He was pretty well covered down there by Ober, 27, and the ball may have been just a tad underthrown, but in any event, it falls incomplete, so it'll be 4th down, and Clockers will be forced to kick it out of there.
That play went for a touchdown last week. They used it twice. They had 2 long gains, one down to the 4-yard line and one for a touchdown. And that's an old play from the Clocker playbook. Back in the days when Ryan Donahue used to catch that ball. And it basically, it doesn't even matter how the ball is thrown. You're better off underthrowing it. It's just a question of your receiver against their defensive back one-on-one. Whoever wants it more gets it.
Karat will kick it out of there. Not a good kick. Hopefully they'll get a roll, but they're not going to get much of a roll. This is going to be about an 8, maybe not even, maybe about a 5-6 yard punt. The last thing they needed, but the ball rolls dead. It appears inside the 30, so it'll be around the 27, 28 yard line. 1st and 10, 8 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Medway leading in the game 7-0. But enjoying excellent field position to begin another drive.
I don't understand that, Paul. It looked like he was trying to place that ball somewhere. You know, like a tennis shot or something. He needs to just boom it and we'll worry about it later once it's downfield.
Cassidy keeps it, turns it up, and picks up about 5, it looks like. So it'll be 2nd down as time runs out in the first quarter. And at the end of one, the score Medway 7, Ashland 0.
You know, Mike's got to get that big right leg into that ball. It takes a tremendous amount of skill to place a punt, and I'm sure he's not at that level. But I mean, even the professionals have a hard time doing that.
Well, you know, I did some scouting before the game.
Where were you?
Up on the roof.
Ooh.
And let me tell you, the rooftop is the vantage du jour.
Of the press box.
This roof.
Yeah.
You can't step where the holes are so much.
Yeah.
But except for that, and I wouldn't trust the railing necessarily, but except for that, it is a
Can you see the numbers on the back of the players' jerseys?
Absolutely can.
Which is a big disadvantage here.
Yes.
Johnny Most used to say high above courtside.
This could be high above the grump.
We're low above.
Yeah, and on the 40. On the 40, I don't know. I'd petition to have the town move the press box, but it might be easier to move the field.
We're actually in the 10th row.
Yeah, and on the 40-yard line, high above the 40-yard line.
Yeah, so you'd like to readjust?
I would. I think I would.
We got one offending pole.
Yeah, that's true.
That's crucially located.
Yeah, can't see the corner of that end zone.
Yeah.
But hey, who knew?
Well, who knew that Clocker football would reach the dizzying heights that it's reached?
I know it, these dizzying proportions, as it were.
Who knew that this would be the most popular show on Wednesday nights?
Cassidy throwing! Oh, and he had a receiver wide open. He overthrew him. Was it? It was the receiver's 37, and we'll try and pick that out of the program for you.
He threw a nice ball, but he didn't throw it in the right place. He needed to lead that guy. But he really set himself nice and threw a bullet.
37 is Dan Mahon. M-A-H-O-N.
Is it 3rd down, Paul? It is. Fumble. Ashland! Popped right out.
Well, I want to thank you for watching the game when I was adjusting my roster and my spotting sheet. I have to say, I hate to be one to blame, but we were handed Medway rosters tonight that were in alphabetical order rather than by number.
I find it's much easier.
And then, it's a lot of fun. And then the first number across on the spreadsheet was the grade, so it's either 9, 10, 11, or 12, everyone's number. Then you finally get to the uniform number, so it's slightly confusing. I apologize for that. So we're trying to adjust as we go along. Mahon was open on that pattern, on the post pattern, just before the fumble, however, but Cassidy overthrew it substantially. So Karat over center has a full backfield behind him.
It's not really a wishbone, is it, Paul?
I don't think so.
It didn't look like it was in the proper shape.
It didn't look right to me. DeSalvo carries, picks up about 3 or 4, looks like. Pretty good run.
Bad field position for Ashland. The first time they've had field position this bad tonight. And it's be a long, long way to get points as they're inside their own 20.
Well, the first key is to get out beyond the 25, 23, 24-yard line, because that'll yield a first down, which they desperately need. That's
Baby
for sure.
steps.
Right. They send Ciccarella to the far side right. I don't think they'll pass. McAdam is in the backfield now. Richwine, of course, is gone for the night. They hand it to McAdam, trying to turn it upfield, and he may have picked up a yard, before he's hammered down. So we're going to have a third down and potentially a passing situation from a very bad place as the ball is still inside the 20. The spot's going to be around the 18-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd and 4. Karat has been to the sideline to get the play. We'll see what they do. They bring Ciccarella to the near side left. He's got a man in the slot. That's DeSalvo. Number 80 is DeLuca now lining up in the backfield along with McAdam. And Karat on the keeper surges forward, but he's not going to be close. It'll be 4th down, and I think at least a couple.
And Mike Karat's going to get another chance to try out his punting.
I would think.
Unless Joey Nagelberg, the place kicker. But your place kicker is usually not your punter, right, Paul?
No.
Different motion.
I think Cassidy is, but that's about it. Cassidy is one of the deep guys. Karat handles the snap, gets it away this time. It's a line drive, but they're going to benefit from a really nice roll down the field, as it will be chased all the way down to the 30-yard line where it's down. So Medway will take it over 1st and 10 at their own 30. On the coverage, Tyler Knapp, number 44. But there was no hint of a run back as Karat got it out of there spinning wildly, but he got that line drive, and then when it hit the ground, it took off.
Tyler, another one of the sophomores, Paul. 8 sophomores starting for the Clockers. Knapp, a special team player, is a sophomore. And the new player this week, Derek McAdams, also a sophomore.
Well, Medway showing some wideouts. This is 42, Corey Marcus coming to the near side right. Mike Coppinger on the far side left, he's number 2. Cassidy with one setback behind him, and they hand to him. That's number 24, Brian McNamara, with a big hole, and he's going to bust out for about 6 or 7, looks like. So a very effective first down run by Brian McNamara, and we'll watch for the spot. That's going to be very close to the first down, come to find out.
Brian's the kid that had the 50-yard run, Paul, so he
can move.
We know what he can do.
It is first down. First down. So there. Clock is moving, 8:10 to go in the half. Medway leading in the game, 7-0, and they have the football. They bring Mahon 37 to the near side right this time. And again, they hand it off inside. Again, it's McNamara, and he plows ahead 5 or 6 yards. So it'll be 2nd down.
Again, the ball carrier for Medway. Steve Ciccarella, the tackle. Gain of 7.
Going to be about a gain of 7. Call it 2nd and 3. At about the 47-yard line. Medway's own 47-yard line. 2nd down play. And again, well, this is a reverse, rather. A keeper, actually, it's Cassidy. I thought they had 2 guys in motion, but I guess not. Cassidy, however, does carry it to the 45-yard line of Ashland.
Tim Thomas in on the tackle, as well as Jeff DeLuca.
Give him another first down.
didn't it look like there were two guys in motion?
I missed that. I'm sorry.
I guess not. I mean, the referees, the officials didn't see it, but it looked it for just a split second. Anyway, moot point from the 45-yard line of Ashland. This is Medway. Cassidy hands it off. McNamara again, and he's going to fall forward for an extra 3 yards, it looked like. It'll be second down and 2, maybe.
Medway making good yardage after the hit.
Well, McNamara sure did that time. Maybe a 7-yard gain, but nevertheless, a second and 3. As he did, he was shoe-topped, I think, and then just sort of flew through the air for an extra couple.
Yeah.
And Ashland's going to call a timeout.
Had to get their defense set. The front line for Ashland, Jeff DeLuca, 80. Hector Famagna, 71. Tim Ahrens, the senior, 76. Tim Thomas, 56. Alex Mola, 52. Also in the mix tonight, Mike Perry, number 70 on the front line. Scott Richwine is number 77. In the ditches. The trenches, I guess it is, right?
Yeah.
Not the ditches, the trenches.
So the ditches are sort of down the side.
Okay.
The trenches go back and forth, side to side. The ditches go end to end.
Yeah.
That's sort of conventional. I'll tell you, partner, I would like to see a stop really quickly.
Well, I don't feel like we had 2 nice stops and we really didn't capitalize on them. That's what's bothering me right now.
This is Ober trying to turn the corner. He has people out in front of him. A flag is down. Ober tries to cut it in, still in bounds. Finally, he's nailed and knocked down at the 20-yard line.
Pacholi came from behind to cut him down.
It's going to come back, though. It's going to be a hold called against Medway. Right back around the line of scrimmage.
Good spot because it is a spot foul. 10 yards from the infraction. They talked to Tim Thomas, the Ashland co-captain, the senior. Tim says, well, I think we'll take the penalty.
Just this once.
Instead of the 10-yard gain, it'll be a 10-yard loss. Put him in a long, long situation, second and long.
It'll be second and about 18, looks like. No, second and about 13. Second and about 13. Reaching the 6-minute mark here in the half. Medway leading in the ball game 7-0. And it's Medway ball, as we noted, third 13 from about their own, from the Ashland 48-yard line. The Ashland 48-yard line. Shotgun to Cassidy. A flag is down. Cassidy throws it out. It's complete. This is going to go for the touchdown. Brian Maroney, number 21, but a flag in the backfield. Illegal motion, and this one's going to come back. So hold the celebration.
I think they caught him that time, Paul.
I'm telling you. That's coming back.
Beautiful
Instantly.
play. Beautiful play. Wide open.
Oh, yeah. Instantly, when the ball got to Cassidy, the referee threw the flag.
Yeah.
Instantly. So I don't know if he stepped up, but whatever it was, it's coming back, and the call will be an illegal motion. So there.
You know, on the NFL telecast, Paul, the official is mic'd, of course.
Right.
And they don't just do the hand signal now and announce the penalty. They've given complicated explanations of number 24 went to his left, and then it was 2 men in motion. That's against the rule. That's an infraction. So they really have been explaining the penalties much more.
We will inquire about that at halftime because I'm curious to know. My impression is that Maroney must have moved, that Cassidy rather must have moved both his feet. Out of the shotgun again, looking to throw, has some time, throws it out complete. This is Corey Marcus, and Marcus is going to be stopped short of the first down. Now he picked up about 14 maybe on that play. So it'll be third down. Or will it be fourth down? It'll be what, fourth down? It'll be third down and 3.
Yeah, second down replayed twice.
Right, so it'll be third down and 3. You know, they're flipping the down marker really quickly. I thought it was third down, but anyway, third down and about 3.
Yeah, you go to take a look, it's already been flipped,
Right.
and you don't know. Right.
Right, they replayed second down twice.
Well, Mark DeSoni, the legend, has pretty much got his crew the way he wants them. They're operating.
Ball is dropped on the snap, and I think Cassidy fell on it. But the play obviously will go nowhere. Actually, it'll go for about a yard loss, so it'll be 4th down and 5.
That helped.
That helped a lot.
Now you just got to stop them one play.
You know, clearly they're going to go for it. I can't imagine that they wouldn't go for it.
Just got to stop them on one play.
Once. But that transfer on the snap didn't work, and the ball was at Cassidy's feet. He fell on it.
And decent field position, Paul. Ashland would have it like around their own 40 with 4 minutes left in the half, a chance to tie or take the lead.
Again out of the shotgun. Cassidy looking, has time, throws it out, incomplete.
Oh, he babied it. He babied it, tried to hand it to him instead of throwing it to him. Left it way short. He was open.
So, the defense holds for Ashland, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 40 with 4:13 to work here in the half.
I see a chance for something here. Let's see if Coach Ruggles goes to the back of the playbook and tries to spring McAdams on some kind of a reverse or something like that. Or
well, they've done nothing around the right side, as you noted. This time they bring about 4 receivers to the left side. That's kind of bizarre. Now they send DeSalvo back behind Karat, and they hand it off this time. And being run out of bounds is Derek McAdam. He barely got a handle on the ball, and he was run out of bounds. Went nowhere. Actually went for a loss of a couple, so it'll be 2nd and 12.
There was nowhere to go in.
No.
Medway is really defending the sweeps.
That's right. It's
very, very well.
Stringing them out tremendously.
I might try Karat from the shotgun and let him run from the shotgun around the wide side of the field like he did when he got flushed out of the pocket on that passing attempt. See what happens. No, they don't. They don't try the shotgun.
No, they show a lot of wideouts again.
Ciccarella, 26 is right. Norton is left.
And the handoff in there, that was DeSalvo, and he picks up the 5 that they lost, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
That was their bread and butter play the first two games this season, but they haven't used it that much tonight.
Dan Mahone in on the tackle for Medway. 3rd and 10.
This is a tough spot. This is not 2-down territory.
No, they've got to pick up about, I was just thinking that, they've got to pick up, I would think, at least 6 before they would even consider going on 4th down, and I think that's a stretch.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. Once again, DeSalvo lining up behind Karat. McAdam in motion. And Karat is going to be sacked.
Oh, my God.
Not good. Not good. Pick up 6. They lose 6. So it'll be 4th down and 16.
Just crashing through.
No, never had a chance.
I mean, Karat, never mind looking for receivers. We never even got to that stage.
He barely saw the ball.
Right.
They got to kick it out of there. They're going to send back over 27.
Look at, they're putting 2 back now, Paul, to try to get a run back on this thing.
Ober is 27 and 21 is Brian Maroney, who, as we saw earlier, can fly. Just fly. As he was wide open on that. Well, actually, he caught a touchdown pass, but it was called back. So here we go. Karat's got to get a good kickoff and does not, off the side of his foot. And hopefully they'll get a roll out of this, but not much, as the ball is going to be downed around the 48-yard line of Ashland. So it'll be Medway 1st and 10 from the Ashland 48 with 2:58 to go in the half, and Medway leading in the ball game 7-0.
Medway will have a 1st down from the clock.
Well, I don't know if Coach Ruggles is going to be figuring this punting into his offense here in the future. I mean, you might as well go for it.
Well,
if you're going to kick 6-yard punts.
Yeah, but the truth is, you know, do you want to give in to that or practice?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't. You really got to decide during the game.
Do something right.
Good defensive play there.
Yeah, Medway keeping the ball on the ground. Was that Ober again?
Ball carrier.
No,
Thomas
24 was,
with
no,
the tackle.
it was 24 Brian McNamara, 24, but he picked up 5, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
You're passing the ball around pretty good. I mean, distributing it.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of different players have handled it for Medway tonight.
Plenty of dirty uniforms. 33 coming to the near side. And again, they hand it off in the backfield. Again, it's McNamara, and he has the first down plus.
First down. Involved in the tackle for the Clockers was Kyle Smith and Scott Richwine.
So they move the sticks up, and it'll be spotted right at the Ashland 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
Clock Ashland's friend now as we go under 2 minutes left in the first half. Just a 7-0 game, Medway leading. Clockers need a stop.
Handoff, this is Ober, and Ober just cracks it ahead for just about the first down. Oh, he is so close if he doesn't have it. I think he's got it. He had to get to the 25-yard line, and it is a first down. So Bada Bing just picks up the 10.
Right up the middle. Good faking by Cassidy in
Yeah,
the
there was.
backfield.
There was excellent faking back there as it looked again like it would be Ober carrying the ball, but it was not. And this is, was that McNamara or Maroney?
Looked like a 2 or something.
2 something. That's McNamara. No, that was Ober. I beg your pardon. 27 Ober. And now Medway calls a timeout.
Yeah, it was starting to run a little too fast. 1:19 to go, first half. Coach Ruggles calls his captain over, Michael Karat.
Of course, Medway has plenty of time and plenty of timeouts to get the ball in the end zone. That's not really an issue. I'm sure they still have at least 3 or 4 timeouts left. So they can stop the clock.
I would say that might be their second use this half. No more than
No.
that, I wouldn't think.
No.
I would give them 3 left.
Right.
But I never keep track of the timeouts because they're not, by the time they're signaled, I never know who called the timeout.
Cassidy looking to throw, loses the ball, Clocker's on it. No, they call it a forward pass. The
Yeah.
referee said it was a forward pass. I thought it might have been knocked out of his hand.
What I don't get,
Oh, that looked.
what I don't get, Paul, is let's see who recovers it and then start
make the
pumping.
call.
Then start pumping the arm after the ball has been recovered. You should be pumping that arm right away if that's the call. Blowing the
You should
whistle.
be blowing the whistle.
Incomplete.
Never mind the arm. Blow
Yeah,
the whistle.
yeah.
You got to blow the whistle.
Very poor.
But I mean, I can't say that I can hear whistles with the headset on. But in any case, it was close.
We all know what the incomplete pass looks like. We
Yeah.
know what the signal is. We didn't see it.
And it's Cassidy on the keeper. Cassidy with a head of steam, and Cassidy down to the 7.
And now for
Goes
some.
back- Yeah, down to the 12. Excuse me, the 12-yard line.
Clock stopped as they move the sticks. Now it starts again. We go under a minute.
It'll be first and goal for Medway from the Ashland 7.
Up
Hand
the
off
middle.
inside, it's McNamara. And
Fumble again. Holy cow, how many fumbles are we going to have tonight? Ashland ball.
Ashland's ball, all right.
Tommy DeSalvo. So Medway stops themselves. Clockers will be happy to get out of town here. 41 seconds left. Only a 7-0 game. Thanks to a giant 50-yard romp by Brian McNamara. Didn't go for a touchdown, but it did the next play. Went all the way to the 2.
But if I'm Medway, I won't just let Ashland drop a knee. Not at the 7-yard line. Stopping the clock. They hand it off inside. And let's see, it was DeSalvo. Down to 30 seconds.
They're going to let it go. They don't even.
Looks like it. No timeout called. We're down to 25 seconds. So
I wouldn't run another play.
no. Or if they have to, then you drop the knee. I don't understand. If I'm Medway, I don't go into the locker room with timeout. Maybe they have none left. I don't know.
Couldn't be, Paul. They
I
couldn't.
don't think
They
so.
didn't use 5 timeouts.
No.
They use tops too.
But that's going to do it. So at the end of a half, the score is Medway 7, Ashland nothing, and we'll be back.
Stay with us. We're right back with the second half in about 30 seconds. Get up there and block for him? What was he doing?
I don't know, but you know, Steve Ciccarello over there rolled around a couple of times before getting up off the turf. That play actually carried close to 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3. Probably told him to at halftime. Again, Cassidy. This time he hands off inside, and this play goes for very little. Ball carrier was McNamara, 24. Actually picked up a couple, so it'll be 3rd down and less than a yard, I think. 3rd and less than 1 for the 1st down. I don't know, at 3rd and 1, do you think he might try to go the distance because he's got it down to waist? No, yeah, whatever. No, they hand it off. flag thrown inside. It's going to, yeah, that was McNamara, but the flag, I've got to believe the flag's going to go against Medway. Holding, it does indeed. So that'll be 10 yards from the spot again. And it looks like the spot of the foul is going to be around the 40, maybe the 41. So this is going to back it up 10 yards. It'll be third down. And it's going to be third and about 11. Third and about 11. Well, now it's a serious issue unless they get decent yardage on this down, on third down, I think. Yeah. 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 But out of the shotgun is Cassidy looking to throw, has time, throws. It's almost picked. Almost picked. A couple of blue jerseys were down there, and it was in and out of the hands of Mike Karat. It was sort of spinning by the time he got to it, but oh, that was so close. So now it's decision time. It's 4th and 10. They got the ball at the 31-yard line. What do you think? I imagine they got to kick it out of there. No. Okay, Cassidy back to kick. Karat back deep. And McAdams is a nice-looking punt. Oh, this drives Karat all the way back to the 25, 26-yard line to the 30, 35. And stays on his feet, gives ground, comes back up around to the 40, to the 45, still going forward across midfield. Wow! Holy cow!
Now let's see if the Clockers can get going on offense. Oh, is there a flag way back there? What is that?
No. That's some piece. No.
No, it's a paper.
Was it the paper or was it the beanbag where he caught the ball? I don't know why he would have thrown a beanbag necessarily, but...
Oh, there's a couple of pieces of trash out there.
Yes, just refuse. Refuse. Please.
Where are we? 48?
47. 47-yard line, 1st and 10.
Whose?
Ours. McAdam in motion. McAdam with the ball, and he's going to be stopped, thrown for loss.
Man, nothing is working.
Nothing is working. Nothing resembling a sweep has done anything here tonight for Ashland, and that play loses 5.
I'd be willing to reinstate the...
say losing. Right.
Against Weston. It worked pretty effectively. Many 5, 6-yard carries by DeSalvo.
That was a loss of about 3, so it'll be 2nd and 13.
McAdams, 4 carries, all for negative yards.
Nagelberg to the near side left. Now they switch into that wishbone formation. And the handoff to no one again.
Nothing.
And again, it's Karat.
Another negative play.
Yeah.
They're in on him so fast.
Best looking part of that play was McMahon going through the hole on McAdam rather going through a hole on the fake. So this is not good.
3rd and 13 for the Clockers.
And this is no 2-down territory either. So what do? Nagelberg goes to the far side right.
He's not even using a shotgun
No.
pull.
McAdam in motion. And this is, again, going to go nowhere. I don't know if he wanted to pitch to McAdam, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, I think he wanted to, but he wanted to fake first, and there was just no time.
So it's going to be 4th down and about 18.
-2, -3, -3.
Minus a bunch. So this could spell disaster as they send Oberg back there, along with Maroney, 21. Ober is 27. Maroney is 21.
I'm thinking
and they need a good kick.
I'm thinking maybe running out of the shotgun, Paul.
Do something. Good snap. Karat will get off a moderate kind of a kick. And it's going to take somewhat of an Ashland bounce. It's going to come to rest down around the 40-yard line of Medway, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs from that point. 6:35 to go. And is there a flag back deep? Was there a roughing? There's a flag back about where the ball was kicked from.
Yeah, it wasn't Karat, I guess. It was Babb. Andrew Babb, number 12.
Babb, number 12. Oh, and he's holding his knee.
He's a backup quarterback. And
personal foul.
It's an automatic 1st down, regardless of how many yards they...
Roughing the kicker.
It's a personal foul against Medway, roughing the kicker.
Yeah, there it is.
Yep, 1st down.
Give the clock as a 1st down.
Astonishing.
Right, that was Babb. I saw the 2. I thought it was 22, but it was Babb who kicked it, and he was hammered.
Andrew's first action of the season in any capacity, as far as I can remember. Only a 9th grader. Gets himself christened pretty well.
All right. But, so Ashland catches a break on the penalty. It'll be 1st and 10, and the spot is at the Medway 45. I saw the contact, and I have to say I didn't see the flag, and I guess I didn't think any more about it, but then all of a sudden there it was, and Babb was holding his leg. So he takes one for the club. They do hand off inside. This time it's DeSalvo trying to plunge forward, and there you go. He's got about 4. That's what they need.
That's the play we saw against Weston.
That's the play. Just whoop them. So that carried for about 4.
Gain of about 4 and 2nd and 6.
Positive yardage.
Clock is running down to 6:10, 6:08. So let's see if they can make some hay.
Kevin Pierce, our junior, number 50, is our center, Paul.
In the remnants of this, and there was movement, so that'll cost them 5.
Mike Karat blaming himself there.
We have an illegal procedure penalty on the play before it went off against the Clockers.
And those hard-earned 5 yards by DeSalvo flushed away.
So it'll be 2nd and 11. That's the one thing you can't do. I mean, you can't give it back on a bad penalty. You just can't do it. That's when it hurts.
When you're playing this young, the clock is playing so many young players and so thin in the upper classes, there's really no margin for error if you expect to win.
No.
Every fumble is a dagger. Every penalty.
McAdam in motion, and again, Karat can do nothing with it, and he's sacked again.
Do they have an extra player?
I don't know. I'm trying to see who it was. It was that Cassidy across the line? I think it was.
They're in so fast.
I think it was Cassidy that got him.
I mean, we're running plays as fast as we can, but it's just not enough.
So it's 3rd and 15. Karat still over center. And the fumble.
He got it.
He grabbed it, and he's going to lose another yard.
Picked it off the helmet of a defender.
Well, it looked at.
It's another negative play.
And I think it was 72, Seth Doucette, a senior, who got him.
And a gimpy Andrew Babb is going to be in deep punt formation. And they got 2 back this time.
It's Ober and Maroney again. They were back the last time. So let's see what Babb can do. Good snap. Oh, gets off a pretty good kick. This is looking good. And it's handled back there by Maroney around the 5, turns it upfield, gets a block, turns to the 10, cuts inside across the 15 and across the 20, and it appears that he'll get to about the 25-yard line before he's tackled.
Got a new punter, Paul.
Well, there was no pressure on him, but he got off a good kick, I'll tell you. Got off a good kick.
What guts, though, with the limp and all.
Oh, yeah.
Because Andrew's a player. Brother of Rich Babb, who was on the Clockers last year as a receiver.
Now, Maroney returned it for about 20 because he fielded it somewhere around the 5-yard line, and the line of scrimmage will be around the 24, so it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, he had a lot of running room there. I was sort of happy he only got to the 20-odd.
Yeah, I'll say handoff this time. sweeping around, and that was, wow.
Broke 2 tackles before he ran into Mike Karat at midfield.
That was over, 27. About a 26-yard pickup. Not quite, about a 23-yard pickup.
Where'd he start from?
24.
And now they're on the
47.
Well, that helps his totals. He's up to around 50 yards. There goes your bad field position.
Yep, Cassidy. This is McNamara on the handoff, and he's still on his feet. And there's a flag thrown. This is going to carry to the end zone. It's Cassidy on the keeper, but a flag thrown. And I've got to suspect this one will come back.
This has to be getting frustrating for the Mustangs, Paul.
Yep.
Everything is being called back. But it looks as though the Clocker D is starting to wear down a little bit here with 3:10 left to go in the third period.
It's another holding penalty.
Despite the good fortune of the penalty, there's reason to be worried here.
Well, the flag was thrown. It was right around the line of scrimmage, so it's going to cost them 10. It'll be first and, no, I'm sorry. It was thrown about 10 yards down the field, so it'll be first and 10 once again. It'll be first and 9. First and 9. Because it was called, the hold was called late in the play.
It's what we call, Paul, a spot foul.
Right. This is Ober sweeping to the right side, and it's not Ober, but it's going to carry. It's going to carry a long way. It's Ryan Tully. Tully, number 32, down to the 17-yard line.
Fresh legs.
The 23-yard line, excuse me.
Fresh legs, Paul.
Guess so. Haven't seen his number. Must be playing a lot of defense.
Pretty nice gain on your first carry of the night. Well, that goes for 26 yards. Deep in Clocker territory. 2 plays have gone for over 50 yards. Officials time here for some reason. 22nd timeout by Ashland. It's Coach Sandy Ruggles. Talks to Mike Karat, Tim Aarons, trying to figure out what they're going to do on D here. What are we going to do to stop him? Mike Perry, 70. Mola stays in. Hector Famagna, 71.
Well, I think it's that point in the game where, as you point out, I think what's happening is that the defensive linemen are getting bashed, and the faking in the backfield, the handoffs are just perfect. And that's a tough combination. That's a tough combination. They haven't seen Tully all night, and then he reels off 20 yards. So Cassidy on the count, hands it off. This is Maroney on the sweep left, on his feet. He's got about 7 or 8.
Nice open field tackle by Steve Ciccarella.
Tackled by Steve Ciccarella, gain of about 5.
So Maroney, a name from the first period, resurfaces here.
So that was a gain of about 6. When all is said and done, it'll be 2nd and 4. Coming down to 2:10 in the third quarter. Medway leading 7-0, but knocking on the door. Cassidy on the count, hands it off.
He's still got it.
He's still got it. Now he pitches back to Maroney, to Ober rather, and Ober breaks a tackle, and he is going to still be very close to first down yardage. Almost a disaster for Medway, but almost doesn't count. And they pick up a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 1.
They had him for a loss, but he slipped away.
Yep. They had Cassidy first, and then they had Ober.
Yeah, Cassidy pitched it at the last possible second. He was going down.
He was about a nano-inch from having his knee on the turf, but he pitched it.
Who carried that one? Was that Maroney
No,
again?
that was Ober.
Ober.
So 3rd and 1.
It's hard to imagine they can hold them off on this first down for 2 plays. There's the
that was McNamara, and he's got plenty.
Clocker's going to have to try to strip it loose now.
So that'll carry to about the 7-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal.
Becoming a relentless onslaught now. This is a 70-yard plus drive already. It's only taken 2 minutes to go from their own 21 or 23-yard line. Where they start? They start on the 24. Now they're inside the 10.
Handoff, and this is going to, no, he breaks the tackle. That was over again. Somebody had him down low. It was Piccioli, Mark Piccioli, number 43, had him down low, and he slipped it. But he did lose ground, which is good for the Ashland cause. Lost about 5, actually. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 12. 2nd and goal from the 12. Down to 16 seconds in the quarter. And it does not appear that they're going to get another playoff. They'll just go down the other end of the, no. Here they go. They do break the huddle, so they probably, they may get it off.
They're oblivious.
They're oblivious. 2, 1. Nope, they got it off. This is
McNamara.
McNamara.
Very shifty, very fast.
And he's going to get there.
Good blocking, good play.
It was Maroney. But in any case, another touchdown from Medway as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. So with no time left, it's 13-0, and they will kick the extra point.
Very small, very fast around that corner, heading for that pylon, Paul. And really no resistance. 76-yard drive starting at their own 24. And the lead has gone to 13-0, although the scoreboard doesn't show it.
And the kick is up, and the kick
very
is
nice,
good.
Very nice.
So it's 14-0. At the end of 3 quarters, the score is Medway 14 and Ashland 0.
11 minutes to go, but the Clockers now in a 2-touchdown hole. They've had their opportunities. If they could have just got something going on offense and got on the board, anything could have happened. They've been benefited by a lot of penalties against Medway, which have come on their big scoring plays. Medway had 2 touchdowns called back tonight.
Right.
And that's really helped. A couple of fumbles. They fumbled inside the 10. That really helped. But the Clockers just can't move the ball 1 inch on offense. Our biggest play from scrimmage is about a 7-yard run by Richwine is the biggest play from scrimmage. We hope Mike is all right. He was taken out by ambulance.
They're going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way. Yeah, okay.
Forgot to change sides at the end of the quarter.
Right.
This happened last game, too. The teams didn't know where they were supposed to be after a touchdown.
Cassidy kicking it away, really booms one out of there. And I think I believe it's Matt Kelleher, and he's going to run it out to about the 12, 13-yard line, gets stormed under. So Ashland will take over 1st and 10, somewhere down around the 15, and a long way to go, and they need two touchdowns. 2 touchdowns to get back in this game.
Well, when your biggest play from scrimmage is 7 yards, and you're on your own 25-yard line.
Right. Long uphill drive, long uphill down.
What about my plan of running out of the shotgun? Is that incongruous? Usually that's done for passing.
Oh, out of the shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just thought it would give him a running start.
I suppose it's worth a shot.
Maybe if there's some way I could get word to Coach Ruggles, I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
I bet he would. Sure he would. Oh, here we go. Matt Keller, 34, is in the ball game.
Maybe with Jeff DeLuca, 80 is
Yeah.
going to get a chance to
DeLuca
carry the ball.
Running out of the backfield. And again, scant gain, if any.
Tommy DeSalvo, the ball carrier.
Zan Pilo was DeSalvo on the carry. Good for a couple maybe.
Gain of about
So it'll be
2,
second down and 8. But they perhaps have run out of patience trying the sweep plays. They had some small success trying to run the ball inside on their last series, so perhaps they can do it again here. Carrat is out of the shotgun this time. Looking to throw, has some time, throws, and it's incomplete. And that was intended for DeLuca over on the far side. And he went down to try and field it, but even if he had caught the ball, it wouldn't have been good for much, if anything.
Yeah, 2-yard play.
Couple yards maybe.
If everything works.
If everything works, right. So it's third down and about 8. Kelleher comes to the sideline.
The good news is he got that pass off.
Right.
From the shotgun.
It's always a plus.
See if they toss one up here.
Number 20, Dan Norton coming to the near side right.
I'll give Dan a chance this time. Let's see.
Ciccarella to the far side left, and again motion along the line of scrimmage, so that'll cost him 5. It'll cost him 5. So it'll be third down.
Hector Famagna knew his blocking assignment and wanted to get the head start on it.
So this will be third down and about 13 now.
Third down and about 13 coming up for the Clockers.
Not getting any easier. So they show the same formation as they have double wideouts. McAdam is in the backfield. They hand it off inside, however, to DeSalvo, and this play is going to go no place, and it'll be fourth down.
No gain on the play. It'll be a 4th and 13.
Clockers travel to Holliston a week from tomorrow night, a Friday night game at Holliston High School. What's the name of that field there? Comedian Field? I think it's Comedian Field.
How does Holliston look this year?
Well, they've lost 2 heartbreaking games. They lost in overtime, 16-13, to a good Canton team that they outplayed.
Babb to kick it out of there again. Gets off a pretty good punt, and again, it'll be somewhat of an Ashland roll. We'll get a few yards out of this. And the ball is going to roll dead right around midfield, and Medway will take over there first and 10. 8:59 to go in the ball game. Medway leading 14-0, and it's Mustang ball. Have they played in the league yet?
No, no one has. The whole league starts tonight, and it's all league games from here on in. Now that the league is balanced at 10 teams.
Right.
But Holliston's second game, they had a 14-0 lead in the fourth period against Wayland. Wayland scores 20 points in the fourth period to beat them, so they've had 2 tough losses.
Yes, that is painful.
So they'll be loaded for bear this week, whatever that means.
This is the pitch. It's McNamara, and McNamara is finally going to be dropped for a loss. McNamara is going to lose a couple on that. It'll be second and 12.
Danny Norton and Thomas.
Loss on the play of about 2. It'll be second and 12.
Hey, while we're at it, how about those Red Sox?
Yeah, I went to that game Tuesday night.
Okay.
You know, the game they're calling the greatest game ever played.
Oh.
Where Todd Walker hit the 3-run homer.
Yeah.
With 2 out and 2 strikes in the last of the night to tie it. And David Ortiz won it in the 10th.
Right. Super. This is the sweep again. This is Maroney. Maroney's like a jackrabbit, and he trips.
Ryan Maroney.
Well.
Wow.
One way to stop him.
Hurt his ankle a little bit, too.
Yeah. I think the turf just went out from under him.
Grump from the grave reached up.
All right.
Tripped him up. Helping us out tonight, Paul, on the cameras is the Brown boys, Curtis and Clifford. Tonight's game produced and directed by Tom Kenny of the Ashland Video Department at Ashland High School.
So here we go, 3rd and 10. Big play from Medway, really, because I'm sure that they want to maintain control of the football. Cassidy out of the shotgun, high snap, but he handles it under pressure, gets hit just as he gets it away, and it's incomplete.
The clockers, Jeff DeLuca and Mike Perry almost knocked each other out on that play as they both converged on Cassidy at the same time, hit helmets.
Well, I'm sure they've been waiting a long time for that. No. So 4th and 10.
The hardest hit of the night on a teammate.
Cassidy will kick it on out of there, so it appears. Back deep is Derek McAdam, 33.
I'd kick it out of bounds. I wouldn't give McAdams a chance.
And McAdam will handle it around the 15. He drops the ball, and it's going to be Medway ball. Never got a handle on it.
Well, it looked like it was going to take a nice, easy bounce right into his arms. He must have taken his eye off it for a split second and ended up punting it towards Medway, and they were all over it.
Yep.
Well, now the Mustangs in a position to salt this one away. They already have a 14-0 lead, and now they're at the 25 of Ashland with 7 left to go in the game, 7:20 exactly. Cassidy
still has it. Pitches back that time. It's 32 was Ryan Tully, but that play goes for 4-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and about 14.
So Cassidy just hangs on to it until he's just about to go down, and
he's got arms, he's got hands on him by the time he pitches it.
Yeah,
that's bizarre.
He's got this safety valve guy nearby at all times.
I guess.
I mean, you
but
couldn't.
Cassidy is known as a threatening runner. We haven't seen it here tonight so much, but
no, he just hasn't been able to break free.
So let's see. Cassidy is going to play out of the. They're going to play this out of the shotgun. He has Ober in the backfield with him. Looking to throw, steps up, he's going to run it, breaks a tackle, breaks free, he's going to have the 1st down plus, he's down to about the 15 to the 10, and touchdown. Broke the plane to the goal line, and there he is. Like I said, he's had a great night running.
But that's the play I want Ashland to run, the run out of the shotgun.
Yeah. Somebody knew.
30-yard run for a touchdown, Jim Cassidy, Medway.
I think they picked it up on the radio.
Yeah.
On the Medway coaching staff picked that up.
That's right.
I feel bad now.
Yeah. That'll be 12 demerits.
20-0. Point after touchdown to come by Cassidy, of course.
Cassidy to kick the extra point, and
boy, does he have a nice foot.
Rifles it through, so it's 21-0.
Well, Clockers will have another chance on offense coming up with nothing to lose now, as it's 21-0 with 6:19 to go. And I'm sure the Medway Mustangs are feeling pretty good. The Clockers made a rush, though, at Newton South last week in a similar situation, as they put up two late touchdowns up on the board to keep the game interesting. I would love to see something like that tonight. Coach Sandy Ruggles, assisted by Ryan Quigley, Bob Shillelagh, Steve Hibbard, Brian Tassini, and Dennis Baker. Clockers' next home game be against Bellingham 2 weeks from tomorrow night. Bellingham walloped by King Philip last week.
Really?
49-14, 49-7 at the end of 3 periods.
Kind of a floater. Handle down there, and
Kelleher, I believe.
It was, right, Matt Kelleher, 34. So, it'll be Ashland ball, 6:12 to go in the ball game. Ashland trailing by 3 touchdowns. It's 21-0. And we'll find the spot for you in just a second. Spot around the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. Around the 31, 32-yard line. So, just for moral victory, I'm sure that these folks would want to get some points on the board.
Yeah.
But they're running out of opportunities. They bring Ciccarella to the near side right. Full backfield. And an inside handoff quickly. It's going to be good for about a yard, but that's it. It's DeSalvo carrying the ball. Well, no, I'll take it back. DeSalvo picked up about 4 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 6. But, you know, again, I mean, inside on the ground, picks up 4. Eventually it adds up, but apparently they did not choose to do that here tonight.
Well, the scouting report must have shown that Medway was vulnerable to the sweep, and we've got fast backs, so you always want to try to break them around the corners, and
yeah,
it just didn't work. They were just
Ridgewine
all
paid
over
the price. Handoff, and it's fumbled, and it's going to be a pileup. The handoff was to 33 McAdam, and he couldn't handle it, and it's Medway ball.
What's that, like? It's got to be 4 fumbles,
I think.
The poor Ashland defense has to get back out there again.
Well, McAdam just never found the handle on that, and he was juggling it, and then it hit the ground. And it's odd because it just lay there for a couple of seconds. It took a couple of hops before it was surrounded by white jerseys, and that was it. So, from the 34-yard line, the handoff to Ober, trying to sweep the right side, turns the corner, and actually tripped as he ran into his own blocker, it looked like. But the play will carry for about 5 or 6, I think. It'll be 2nd down, and we'll see where the spot goes. But again, Ober, you know, as much as he's run, he's got plenty left, it looks like.
Looks like he slipped, Paul.
Yeah.
His feet went right out from under.
Somebody's on the ground.
Yeah, might be
Is there
him.
a flag down? Is there a flag?
It is holding, Paul, against Medway.
Okay. Yep.
Right around the injury, I think, huh?
Yeah, sure looks it. Try and see who the injured player is. Do you see Ober? Ober is 27. Do we see him?
He's got to be the one down there, huh? We get the binoculars out,
I don't
Paul.
know.
Well, you know, Paul, we have this opportunity here as they attend to the injured player. You know, they passed out the football, the Friends of Ashland Football, passed out these questionnaires to the kids. You know, what's your favorite player and things like that. And there's some very, very interesting revelations in this survey. The most popular pizza, it's a tie between the cheese and the pepperoni.
Okay.
Who would have thought? You know?
I would have said anchovies every
Right,
time.
right, yeah.
What else?
Hector Famagna's favorite food, however, was not pizza. Most of the kids said pizza, not Hector.
Vichyssoise.
No, Hector's favorite food was everything.
Everything, okay. Well, see, I was half right.
Now, Nick Drady? Okay. Nick, let me see, I have to look him up, an 8th grader. His favorite food wasn't everything, it was anything.
Anything, okay.
And then, of course, there was Kyle Smith. His favorite food was not everything or anything. It was all
of the above. Right.
Yeah,
right. See? Okay.
Now, what about ice cream? What would your guess be? The favorite flavor?
Hey, I got to tell you, I came up with a new name this week for Ben and Jerry's flavor.
Okay.
Coffee and on.
Coffee?
So I'll go with coffee and on.
The winner, believe it or not, was cookie dough.
Cookie dough, okay.
Cookie dough ice cream. Vanilla ran second.
Second, right.
And the favorite teacher.
Favorite teacher.
Turns out to be
Miss Francis.
Ding Dong School.
Yeah,
right.
Right, okay. All right.
It turns out to be the soccer coach, which I thought was ironic.
Yeah.
Mr. White, his name is Kevin White.
Mm-hmm.
And the runner-up,
Oh, I thought it was like Mr. White in the crematorium with the axe, no?
oh, that's Clue, yeah.
That's Clue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mrs. Russo
Mrs. Russo.
was second.
Right.
And Mrs. Richwine was
Okay.
third.
Okay. And
Mr. A lot of teachers got votes. Mr. Hayden got votes. Yeah. Mr. Beaton, Mr. Worcester.
Yeah.
Even Kevin Stewart,
all right.
the history teacher, got votes.
I don't know how to tell you this. That was over, and he just this minute got up and he's walking off. So. Well, that was an excellent poll.
Yeah.
What do I win?
What about the fast food chain?
Fast food chain. Okay.
Would you like to guess the winner?
Tofu burgers.
No, the chain.
Oh, the chain. Fast food chain. The school cafeteria.
McDonald's was the winner.
McDonald's, okay.
Burger King was second.
Right.
And now this was the disturbing thing.
Uh-oh.
None was third.
None. Is there a location in Ashland?
The freshest food. Wendy's was tied for third.
Right.
KFC was fifth.
Okay.
Dunkin' Donuts was sixth, and the In-N-Out Burger, which is located in California, received Hector Famani as well.
Okay.
15 coming up from Medway.
Got a white jersey and he's a wideout. Let's see what they do. Cassidy on the keeper this time, coming left, and he's hauled down by the ankles.
Here's Tim Thomas.
Tim Thomas got him.
Bringing down Jim Cassidy.
So
on the keeper.
that was a first down and about 13 play. That carried for a yard or two. It'll be second down and maybe 11. Because Ober was on the ground for a long time, for a protracted period of time.
You want to be careful. You don't want to take any chances. You're always on the side of caution.
Right.
And same with Mike Richron. Usually,
Yeah.
in your day, Paul, back in the 50s, you had to be practically dead to be taken away in an ambulance. Now,
Cassidy throws complete. No, incomplete. I thought he had it. It's in and out of the hands.
went right through him.
Yeah, it went right through him. That was Corey Marcus, 42, the receiver. But, boy, that looked complete, but he dropped the ball. So
Cassidy's still without a completion tonight.
So it'll be third down and 12. We're down to 3:47 to go in the ball game. The clock is stopped after the incompletion. They send 37 Mahan to the far side right. And a high snap into the shotgun. Cassidy to throw. He throws it out there. It's complete to Maroney. And Maroney dancing near the first down marker, but he's going to come up short.
Kept from making a first down by Tim Thomas and Danny Norton.
They also asked the kid who their favorite entertainers were.
Oh, wait a minute. I know.
Oh.
Topo Gigio.
No, Jackie Chan was very popular.
Yeah.
And, of course, J-Lo for actresses.
J-Lo.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
People like that got a lot of votes. But Tim Aarons, the senior, showed his maturity, I thought, Paul, compared to all the other kids on the team. His favorite entertainer was Frank Sinatra.
Wow.
And his favorite actress was Julia Roberts.
Well, I can agree with that. Julia Roberts.
Mature beyond his years. What a difference between a senior and the 8th, 9th, and 10th graders that mostly comprise the roster.
Right. Now, who ran this poll? Is this like the Roper organization or something?
No, it's the Friends of Ashland Football, a group of parents who've gotten together, done a fantastic job. They had a grandparents' night here the first game, and they've had a lot of signs around town supporting Ashland football. It's a beautiful program, very much like the Thanksgiving Day program. They're having a raffle at Ashland Day. They'll come and clean up your yard. They're going to have the football players come and clean up your yard if you win the raffle.
Cassidy on the keeper, swings left, cuts it back to the right, and runs smack into a defender, and down he goes. It was Scott Richwine, I think, who got him. That's a pickup of about 6. It'll be second and 4.
A lot of these plays are smelling like just stat plays for Cassidy to try to build up his stats. I just don't get it. Why they would be running stuff like this ahead 21-0 under 2 minutes. trying to get him into college, I guess.
You know, now that you say that, I just turned the program over to look, and he's listed at 6'1", 180, so that's pretty good size.
Yeah.
Pretty good size. Cassidy again on the keeper. Now he pitches. Ball is on the ground loose. I think Ashland's got it.
Justice prevails.
Yes, sir.
Cassidy coughs it up again.
Well, he went to the well once too often on that play.
Shameless.
As it was messed up on the pitch. And the pitch, from here you can't tell. The pitch was so close to being a forward pitch, but it wasn't.
They'll have to cut that one out of the college highlight film.
I guess.
First down, Ashland from the 10.
Now, what do you do here, Paul? Down 21-0, a minute 36.
I'd love to see them get on the board just to say they did it, but I think the odds against that are fairly stiff. I mean, I don't know if I'd flood guys down the field and try to throw. That doesn't make the most sense in the world, but
Karat had
in the game, you got nothing to lose.
Karat had a 62-yard run.
Yeah, he's out of the shotgun.
Last week.
Right? Out of the shotgun, looking to throw, being pressured, rolling to his right, really being pressured, and he's going to be dropped. In fact, he's going to be dropped very close to the goal line. Is it that close? Not in the end zone, but close. That looks like it's around the, that's going to be around the 5. Okay. It's going to be around the 5. But in any event,
nothing's working tonight.
Nothing has worked tonight.
Great pursuit by the Medway defense. They really manhandled the Clockers on defense tonight.
This looks like 2nd and 16, give or take.
I mean, I don't think the Clockers have any yards. Once you subtract all the losses.
Second and 16, we're down to 40 seconds in the ball game. Maybe one more play. And they hand it off to DeSalvo. DeSalvo is going to get a couple. Down to 30 seconds.
Well, Tommy will be the leading rusher for Ashland tonight. 22-24. I give him about 36 yards on 10 carries. I think this one's over, Paul.
Yeah, it's over.
I don't want to see anyone get hurt here.
No.
There's no point. Wait a minute. Timeout, Ashland. With 6 seconds left. Mike Karat got caught over talking to the coach with time running out and finally just called the timeout. They'll run one more play now. They must with its 3rd and 9 from the 11. Their own 11. So looking in the back of the playbook for one of those 89-yard plays.
Karat's out of the shotgun. They're serious about this. He launches it out there deep, and it's going to fall incomplete, and there are 2 seconds left. It's intended for Ciccarella, but he didn't get there. So 2 seconds left, so they have to snap it again.
4th down, they'll go for it, because it will be the last play of the game. Unless there's some type of a defensive penalty. Just not a good night for Ashland on offense. No. Defense played very, very well. And really, 7-0 only at the half. 7-0 deep into the 3rd period. And then they got worn down a little bit in the second half of the 3rd period and the 4th period.
Again, out of the shotgun. And he's plastered. The ball is loose. The ball is loose. And it's going to be picked up in the end zone. That is...
Yeah, they're calling it incomplete.
They're going to call it an incompletion, but in any case, the game ends. So the game ends, and the final score here tonight is Medway 21 and Ashland nothing.
Well, the Clockers had 4 touchdowns in their first 2 games and showed the ability to move the ball in both games, but not tonight.
No, not tonight.
Not against the Tri-Valley League defense. A pretty good Medway Mustang team that goes to 2-1 as the Clockers fall to 0-3. Shut them down completely. Medway tried to shoot themselves in the foot many times. 2 touchdowns called back. Several fumbles deep in Ashland territory. Bad penalties.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, remember there was a 30-yard walk-off at one point,
that's right.
if you recall.
But nothing sparked the Clocker offense. For some reason, it just was not their night on offense.
I've got to wonder if Medway didn't come in here looking for Richwine and got him on about his third time he handled the ball, put him out of the game, and you know that was it.
You know something.
It ended.
They just overwhelmed us on defense. It must have been good scouting. I just can't think of anything else.
But that's what I'm saying. They got to Richwine, got him out of the game, injured out of the game. Now he left the field with his arm in a sling.
Right.
So whatever that means, and whatever it means, it can't be good.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was in a lot of pain or anything like that. But
you know,
precautionary more than anything else. But still. We'll hope Mike Richwine is back next week as the Clockers travel to Holliston to meet the Panthers, then back home the following Friday night against the Bellingham Blackhawks. Always a great game when Bellingham comes to town. And Coach Ruggles with an extra day to work on his offense and his defense and get ready for Holliston.
Right. So anyway, not a good result, and you know, not really that good a game from Ashland's perspective, because you'll see the offensive numbers there, and they're not good, and you know, the defense held as well as it could throughout much of this ball game, but then they just simply got overwhelmed down the stretch, and it ended up 21-0.
Did Ashland have a first down tonight?
Maybe on penalties,
not
many.
That they earned on the ground. No completed passes, and I don't think they moved the sticks at all. Tonight.
So. In any case, that's the way it was. I mean, it's not a pretty picture. They'll have about 9 days to work on it, or 8 days to work on it, before they take on Holliston. And, you know, Holliston could have been beaten by Ashland last year. We're not. So we'll see how that game goes.
I wanted to thank our crew again, the Brown boys, Curtis and Clifford and Tom Kenny, of course, who produced and directed the game. And I wrote down the name of the kids who sang the Star Spangled Banner. Did a fantastic job, I thought, in three-part harmony. Rachel Bronstein, Jen Ramsdell, and Grant Cerullo.
They were terrific, and thank them very much. So we will be back in a couple of weeks. And thank you to the crew. And on behalf of Bob Thacker, Paul Burke, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening.